I came here in 1999. The church was in a state of decline at that time. So for the first 6 years of my ministry here, we tried all the traditional things about how to get a church to grow, lay renewal weekends and revivals and knocking on doors and that sort of thing. And the harder we tried, the more people it seemed like we lost because of more funerals and baptisms and people moving out of the community and for other reasons. So by 2005, the 6-year anniversary of my ministry, we felt like we were probably on the road to closure, like many churches are closing. Well, we had to decide, were we just going to continue on until the last person was left standing and just tell that person, would you please turn out the lights and close the door? So we decided, is that really what we want to do? Do we just want to hang on until we die? Or do we really want to be transformed? And so in 2005, I stood in the pulpit and I challenged the church to become a ministry center. And they said, what's a ministry center? And I said, I don't know. But I said, if we follow the Holy Spirit, we'll find out. And so for the next 6 years, we began to explore what that meant, to become a 7-day-a-week church, rather than just putting all of our eggs in the basket of 11 o'clock on Sunday morning and trying to keep the building up. We had needed to be more doers of the Word rather than just hearers of the Word. And so for the second 6 years of my 12-year ministry, we had a chance to test it out. In 2009, we had about 22 Haitians who came to San Diego, and word came to me. I'm not sure exactly how or why they called here, but they wanted to meet with me. And I remember one Tuesday night, I met with them here at the building, and they said they were looking for a home. It was a musical group, a gospel musical group, and they felt that they were going to be persecuted if they went back to Haiti because they were preaching the gospel, singing the gospel, and there were gangs there that were not real happy with them. So they said they wanted to seek asylum here in the United States, and they wanted a home. And I remember that night I told them, this is your home. And I said, I am your father now. You're my children. And they literally lived in the building for 3 months until we could help get them a place to stay and could help them, get an apartment and get a job so that they could help support themselves. And so from that, we had a Haitian ministry here. They began worshiping in Creole on Sunday evenings, but they came into our worship service at 11 o'clock and just blended in so beautifully with that Caribbean gospel music and enriched our worship so well. So then a year later, 2010, that was when the earthquake occurred in Haiti, and we became the hub of a lot of relief efforts here in Southern California. And in the past year, we've had over 5,000 Haitians come through our doors who spent at least one night here, some of them weeks, a few of them months here, sleeping on the pews, under the pews, in the loft, in the hallways. And we continue to, and as even today, there are Haitians in the loft right now. We continue to minister to them. We currently have 12 congregations that share the building. 4 of them are affiliated with the United Methodist Church. 4 of those ministries went together to form a brand new United Methodist Church called Exodus. We have in the Exodus United Methodist Church a Hispanic Latino ministry, we have a Haitian ministry, and we have the old Legacy congregation, which now calls itself Christ Chapel. It's a very small congregation, but they still worship here. And the predominant congregation is African American, and it's the first new church start in decades here inside the city limits of San Diego, the 8th largest city in the United States. We closed lots of churches here, but this was the first new church start in many, many years, and we're grateful for that. And we have ministries to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked. We have a clinic here from Cal State San Marcos every Thursday afternoon. People can come in whether they have insurance or not and get a physical checkup by registered nurses, and sometimes even an MD is on staff. We have a women's prison ministry, and we have this past year been very much involved with immigration and refugees, because 5,000 Haitian refugees came across the border. I think this is what the church is intended to be and intended to do. To be church is not just to be hearers only, but to be doers. And we can both hear and do. We're to do both. So there's a reason for us to be here. I was convinced of that the very first Sunday I came here 18 years ago. And I'm more convinced of it now, every day. I can't wait to get to my office in the morning. Because I say, we are in a dance with the Holy Spirit. And I say that humbly, and I say that with all due respect. But it has been I wish I had known this early in my ministry. It's just so sad that it comes near the end of my ministry. But to have this excitement and to have the assurance and the knowledge that the Holy Spirit is at work in and through us is empowering. Every day is Pentecost around here. The thing that I think we have to offer the world is a new concept of what it means to be church. At Matthew 25, I was hungry, I was thirsty, I was naked, I was sick, I was in prison, I was a stranger. We do all of those things, but we don't just do it at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. Now, don't misunderstand me. 11 o'clock on Sunday morning is still important. And to me, that's the second part of it. I was hungry, I was thirsty. That's where you have your spiritual thirst quenched. And it's very important. But it's not just about that. It's about feeding people, clothing people, ministering to the needs, welcoming strangers, helping to provide wellness wherever you can. And that can be done Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's what we do. We're the 7-day-a-week church. And so this is the model that we're offering, especially for urban churches that are on the verge of closing, that this is something that can transform a church, a dying church, into a vibrant, vital ministry center right here in the heart of the city. So I think this is what we have to offer. It's a new concept. Don't just hold on till you die. Take control and let the Holy Spirit work in your life as He's worked here to perform what we call a miracle on 33rd Street.